Welcome. We started our Sundiata unit today and we started working on our notebook and we had our first notebook check. And when I checked our notebooks, I noticed that a lot of us were not doing what I had asked. So I'm making this hopefully brief video to go back over what you need to have in your notebook for notebook check 1. All right, so let's start by checking the agenda because I did put the assignment on our week 2 agenda. So if we open our week 2 agenda, I am on classroom, I am in classwork, I'm at week 2 agenda. If I open that agenda and look at Monday and Tuesday's lessons, it says you're going to open your notebook, you're going to complete slide 3, you're going to complete slides 7 through 9. If you scroll down a little bit more, it specifically tells you on slide 3, you're filling in the yellow sections. Slide 7, you're recording 5 facts. Slide 8, you're putting things on a timeline. Slide 9, you're putting things on a map. All right, so let me show you how to do these things. So you need your notebook and you probably need my notebook. Where do we find our notebook for unit? Under materials and links. So it's always going to be at the top of the classroom, even as we have different weeks. So open this post. Inside this post, you will find the student notebook. This is your copy. It will have your name, Sundiata Student Notebook. You also have the copy of my notebook. So you're going to want to open your notebook and you're going to want to open my notebook. Now, my notebook and your notebook are mostly the same. Mine just has some of the things I'm using to teach you in it. I've given you the link for if you're absent or if you don't follow along with an activity in class. All right, so the first thing you were supposed to do in your notebook was on slide 3. It said Basic History of Sundiata. Sundiata is based on a real person named insert name who lived in insert location during insert years. He is known for being the first insert title of the insert empire. Yeah, so these were notes. And instead of blanks, I just was trying to cue you what you needed to insert. So your notebook looks like this. This is where my notebook comes in handy, and this is what I presented to you during class. On my slide 3, exact same, 3, 3. On my slide 3, I have all that information. So Sundiata is based on a real person named Sundiata who lived in Mali during 1217 to 1255. All right, so you might be wondering, okay, well, how do I edit my slide? So you need to be in the edit mode. For example, if I'm in the presenting mode of my slideshow, I can't edit it. Okay, so I need to not be in full screen presentation mode. But if I'm in the editing version where I can see my page navigation and all of that, all you have to do is click on the yellow spots and you can type. If you want to keep track that you typed the answer, you can also change the color using the highlighter. You could be like, okay, I filled in that answer. I'm going to make it yellow. Or you could be like, okay, I filled it in, so I'm going to make it the background color. Or you could just keep it yellow, whatever you prefer. Okay, so that's slide 3. We are filling out that information. You are putting it in your notebook. You are getting it from my notebook. All right, so the next slide that you need to work on is slide 7. Slides 4, 5, and 6 just have information, some images of Timbuktu. All right, so for slide 7, it says copy down 5 facts from my presentation that you think are important. You can click right here, and it actually takes you to the last slide in your notebook where I put my fact attack. And I presented this in class, but if you were absent or didn't keep up or got confused, I want you to look over these, pick 5 facts that you think are interesting. There's like 14 or 15 facts on here. You can pick whichever ones you like. You can copy and paste, or you can retype them on your slide. Okay, so for example, I could be like, okay, this is an interesting fact. And I could put it on my slide 7 right here. All right, well, that's incredibly teeny tiny, so I would want to make it bigger. Okay, so there's my fact. You do that 5 times, 5 different facts. So that is slide 7. Next, slide 8. In your notebook, you have a timeline, and you probably have these 3 titles stacked over in the corner. And in class, we went back over when each of these works was created. So the Odyssey was created around 800 BCE, Beowulf around 500 CE after the year 0, and Sundiata around 1200. So you're just going to click them and drag them to put them in the proper place in the timeline. You're doing this in your notebook on slide 8. You can consult mine to see the correct order. And then the last slide you're doing for notebook check 1. Same thing. You had the 3 works. They were over here in the corner. We're going to put them in the right place. Now, there was one tricky thing here you might have an issue with, which is for some people, the map was up at the front. So when they dragged their works over, you couldn't see it. So I'm going to set mine up like that. All right, so you might see, oh, okay, yeah, the Odyssey, that was ancient Greece. So I'm going to drag it over onto Greece. Oh my gosh, where'd it go? So what I want to do is send my map to the back of the slide. So I've clicked it. Notice it's selected because it has all these blue boxes. Arrange, order, send to back. The Odyssey's back. It's like magic. So Odyssey goes here in the Mediterranean, ancient Greece. Beowulf, that was Denmark and Sweden, all the way up here in Northern Europe. Sundiata, Mali, over here. Boom. And now you have the basic history of Sundiata in your notebook. You can come back to this so that when we're going to write and when we're going to do other things, you have it. And this will just also help you remember it so that you have the context for the story we're about to read. Hooray!